We need some exciting music.
Okay, we're live.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the regular April meeting of the Jessamine County Board of Education. We're continuing our method of doing this meeting virtually. Hope everyone out there is safe, those that are tuning in. Just a quick note regarding tonight's meeting. We are not going to be addressing any graduation or prom plans just yet. As I mentioned in a previous Facebook post and we discussed last week, the Jessamine County Schools Administration is still working on plans and trying to finalize some details. We hope to have another meeting this week in which we can communicate what we can best describe as a tentative plan for right now. But if you're tuning into tonight's meeting in hopes of some details regarding graduation, that won't be the case. But do stay tuned for another meeting this week. Mr. Moore, do you want to call the roll for the meeting this evening?
Yes, sir. And just real quick, if you don't mind me saying, part of the reason for us not having the graduation information tonight is the Commissioner of Education has contacted all the superintendents for a meeting tomorrow at 2 o'clock where he's going to provide additional guidance. So the board was going to wait on making those decisions, so we weren't doing anything that was contrary to their recommendation.
Absolutely. Thank you for adding that.
Taking roll, Board Chair Stephen Scribner.
Here.
Vice Chair Denise Adams.
Here.
Amy Day.
Here.
Deborah Hood.
Here.
Bobby Welch. Here. We have 5 present. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Moore. This evening's Pledge of Allegiance, do we have someone that wants to lead us through that?
I have Howard Downing and myself will lead.
Sounds good.
Pledge allegiance to the
To the
flag
flag of the United States.
Republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Mr. Moore. Jessamine County Schools exist to motivate and challenge every child every day to be a caring, responsible citizen and a high-level thinker, performer, communicator, and learner for life. That's the reason we gather for these meetings. Let it guide our decisions tonight. Have all the board members had a chance to look over this evening's agenda?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Any questions or suggested changes to the agenda? We have a lawnmower outside central office this evening. With that said, I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda as it currently is.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. All right, Mr. Moore, we're going to discuss waiving waiving one of our policies that calls for public participation in the open meetings for the teleconference. Do you want to walk us through just a little bit about that in terms of, obviously the reason we're doing is because our resources and our means are a little bit limited right now, but do you want to tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes, sir. This was a recommendation from the Kentucky School Board Association to make sure that we're addressing opportunities for the public to get to communicate. This isn't a state regulation. It is just a board policy. So by waiving the policy, it makes it easier to manage the communications. And what I'm recommending is that we go ahead and waive that policy until we get back to where we're doing in-person meetings. But ask that if there are any communications that the public would like to go to the board, either send those to Stephen Scribner or to me, Matt Moore, or to both of us, and then we'll make sure that information gets shared and communicated with the rest of the board.
Matt, why don't you give your email real quick?
It is matt.moore, matt.moore @jessamine.kyschools.us.
And mine is Stephen with a V .Scribner, SCRIV as in Victor, NER @jessamine.kyschools.us. Okay, so Do we have any questions from board members on this particular action item? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the waiver of the policy 01.421 regarding public participation in open meetings for teleconference meetings?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Awesome. All right. Moving on, we've got meeting minutes from 3 different board meetings we all looked at coming into this meeting. That's the March 23rd meeting, the April 13th special called meeting, and the April 21st special called meeting. Are there any questions or comments regarding those meetings at this time?
No. No.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve all 3 of those board meeting minutes.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed say no. Okay, we're on to the construction update.
We have 2 construction updates, and Val Galusha is going to take the lead on that, and I will pull the first one up right now. Mr. Galusha?
Sorry about that, Pat. I was muted. So let me pull mine up on my side and I'll talk you through. The first one up is a CTE update. Margie sent those to me earlier today, and you will see work complete in the past 30 days at East Jessamine High School. The interior doors are hung. Door hardware is 80% complete. All the new heat pump units have been started, so that's all up and working. The ceiling electrical inspection is complete, and the ceiling pads for this in all the spaces have been installed. The interior light fixtures are wired and they are operating, and they are now working on the technology data cable. At West Jessamine High School, the new site water service is now complete. We've been working on that for a period of time. The polishing of the concrete floor slabs is complete. And you'll see a picture later on the back of this document showing that with the unistrut framing, and that's in the large pre-engineering advanced manufacturing area. The installation of the roof cap is about 75% complete. Casework is about 80% complete in all of the classrooms and office spaces. All the remaining kitchen equipment should be delivered on site in the next few weeks and installed. All the underground plumbing and slab work is complete for the new restrooms outside the cafeteria. And also the concrete stairs are in place, so there's no walking up a dirt hill anymore getting into the office spaces. Work to be completed in the next 3 days: installation of data cabling at East High, resilient wall base, exterior glazing of the systems, and the interior fire rated doors and frame assembly should all complete installation in the next 30 days at East High. At West High, they will continue the same things with the data and the power. The roofing and wall panels should be complete. They should also start working on the stone base on the outside for all the new asphalt paving to be done. Kitchen equipment should be delivered and set in place, and the high school entry above ceiling mechanical electrical rough end should be complete as well. If you look at you'll see some pending change orders. They aren't coming up this month, but right now we are expecting a credit on that account, but we do have a couple outstanding. We're not sure what that will look like. You'll see some pictures in the back. You see the front stairway going up into the main office. You see the shiny floors of the West High and the advanced manufacturing area. You see the outside in the second row there, the outside part of the West High addition in the back when you're looking at the main entrance into the CTE. And then a few pictures from East Jessamine High School. You'll see the grass seed is taking place where they've done some work in the back. Casework is in place. And you also see some stainless steel cabinets in the new family consumer science classroom. So a lot of good work going on. They're still on track. In fact, Jason and I visited all the spots this week, or all the different locations today, and they have actually started doing demo in the front office at East High starting today to begin that work, which they weren't supposed to begin until the end of May. So they're getting a good jump start on some things. Anybody have any questions on the CTE construction report?
Looks good.
Yeah, very, very exciting. And they are working hard. Just hope they'll continue so we can get that completion date mid-July so we can start getting things moved in and people moved into their current or their new location. All right.
It's finally at that phase where everything they are doing is making a big difference. So it is pretty exciting to see.
And Matt, if you'll pull up the other one, which is on the Providence School. Again, Jason and I went to all these locations today, including the Providence School. It's amazing the work that's been done there. So if you'll look, as far as the outside, fiber cement installation is complete and exterior painting is in progress. They've got most of the painting done. In fact, it looked like they were putting finishing touches up today. The canopy metal panel soffit installation is complete. And that picture there where you're showing the three guys standing in front of the main entrance, there is now the Providence School sign is up front with the address in big bold letters against that wall, and it really looks good. Eric Sauer sent us a picture earlier today, and he was so excited to actually have a name attached to the building. If you'll go to the next page, the ramp wall, this is a ramp that's going from the old section into the new section from the cafeteria. Is being worked on. The surface has been tiled, getting ready, and then a cap will be put on that. Drywall finishing is complete. Painting is about 80% complete. You'll see a lot of pictures there with floor tile already in place, and in most cases, even the ceiling, a lot of the ceiling pads were being put in place today. So they're finishing up the walls. The big room that you see, or the picture there you see to the right, is one of our two-story rooms for one of our art rooms in the end, and it's really neat. It's a two-story room all the way up. It's really nice. If you go to the next page there, Matt, you'll see some more interior finishes. The toilet partitions are up, storefront window, the storefront operable vents are functional. They're starting to get all of the glass done and everything there, and then you see a picture of the cafeteria as well. All the new equipment is in place. They'll be cleaning it this week and having it ready, and they'll be delivering the furniture that we're repurposing from Wilmore Elementary, or not Wilmore, from the old TPS, the old Wilmore, the old TPS. They'll be moving that furniture over in the next week or so to be able to finish up all of that so that Leanne can get all of her items into that space. And lastly, if you go to the last page there, Matt, floor tiles are in place, and you start to see the main entrance in the bottom right hand corner. That is a secure vestibule. From standing in, you will see where there will actually be a glass front securing that section with a door in the middle, allowing then for any visitors to come in, go directly into the office before coming out into the school. Flooring tile is probably 85% complete. We looked at that today, Jason and I did, and there's some hallway pieces that they are working on currently to finish up all of the hallways, and they will then have some cleaning to do there. You will have on there a change order today for Providence School, and it is actually a result of a $4,913 credit back to the project, which is a positive. Also, we learned today that there is some other work that needs to be done because of some issues that existed. Instead of charging us for those, and it has to do with eye wash stations in the science rooms, there was a problem with the way that they were designed and how it was done, and we are getting that work done for free. So they are working on that. So I continue to look for opportunities where they can give us back some things versus being charged. Anybody have any questions here?
It all looks good, Matt. Or Val, sorry about that. Yeah, I think
Okay.
Go back. What was our substantial completion date? What was the updated one? I didn't know that.
Why?
May 15th.
It says
Okay.
May 15th, but I will tell you that they should be done before. No, and by what we saw today, the reason for May 15th is we start getting furniture delivered at that point, and really we're at a point now we can get furniture into that building. We
Okay.
wouldn't be in a bad situation at this point. We will not be moving TPS staff until the week after Memorial Day anyway, and at that point we'll start to move them in once the furniture is in place.
Okay. That's good information, Val.
When will we get a tour, Val?
Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. I would like to wait until we can get the furniture in place. So I'm hoping that we could either do one at the May 11th meeting or in that time frame if you would like to see it at that point. But I think it would be good that if we did it then, if not, we wait till the June one. That way you could see them all, including the CTE. So Matt and I talked about that earlier today. We'll look and see what will be best as far as being able to get you access into those particular spots. So either the May or June one, we'll make sure we get you out there.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Val.
You're welcome.
Okay, Matt, back to you.
Yes, superintendent's report. I think it is fitting that you see the first item there under achievements and recognitions. It is the Providence School. They were officially awarded the KECSAC recognition for an alternative school distinction. This is a very rigorous process, and it was exciting to see that the Providence School received that again. And out of all of the alternative schools in the state of Kentucky, they were one of 12. So again, a really big honor. Just so proud of the students and staff and the administrative team for doing everything that they need to receive that recognition.
Absolutely.
Next,
Absolutely.
this is the second year in a row, and this is a small number as well, and I believe it is 5 across the state of Kentucky that have received the distinction for the best communities for for music education. I know that this has been a big effort of the Board of Education as well as our leadership and our arts staff across Jessamine County, and it's nice to see that they were recognized for all of that hard work. So again, a really nice recognition that is showing the work that's occurring in Jessamine County. It's kind of nice to be recognized outside of the county for all of the good things that we know are occurring within the county. The next one is food service, and we are celebrating the fact that there are over 83,000 meals that have been served since we have transitioned to NTI. Again, 83,000. So proud of that team. They work unbelievably hard and have been very creative to look for every opportunity to get the meals out to the students that need those. So big celebration and big thank you to everyone that's been involved in it. Media updates. I'm sure that you've seen some of those recently. West Jessamine High School was recognized for their interpreter for the deaf program. We have students that are enrolled in that, receiving their language credits that way. And then we also had a great media presentation that was done from a teacher at Rosenwald Dunbar last week, who was demonstrating how she was making accommodations for a student with special needs to make sure that their NTI experience was as valuable as it could possibly be. But I really wanted to recognize that Jessamine County was featured a couple of times last week for some of the special things they're doing.
Absolutely.
Also have 2 individual recognitions, both from West Jessamine High School. First was a junior, Yoli Lewis, who made it made it into the Kentucky GSA for drama. And then we also have another student from West Jessamine High School, and that is Janessa Charlotte, who came in first place in the Kentucky Education Association's art competition. So a big congratulations to these 2 individuals. The only other thing that I was going to report is just a really quick update. I gave you a pretty extensive one last week, but I just want to talk about a couple things with COVID-19. We did receive preliminary information from the Kentucky Department of Education on the CARES Act funds, and we anticipate that we'll be getting amounts and additional information, additional guidance in the next couple weeks. And we've already met as an administrative team at the central office level, as well as with the administrators at the school level across the county to start identifying how we can utilize those funds to help our students as they transition back, and to help students that haven't been able to complete some of the necessary credits right now to make it to graduation. Did talk about food service, but definitely wanted to recognize them again for their hard work. Also wanted you guys to know that we are working very hard. We're trying to address the needs to wrap up the school year and to complete NTI, but the administrative teams have shifted pretty hard into focusing on some of the work that needs to occur for next year, to include with our free time, or some of the time that we have available for our teachers right now. We're going to take advantage of that and really start identifying some of the work that we can get ahead of to start next school year. And then finally, Stephen had spoken about this, but we are working very hard behind the scenes for our graduation ceremonies. I'd like to thank the students that were willing to meet with our team. We had about 10 students that were selected by their classmates to be on the council, and appreciate their feedback. They gave us some incredible ideas, and then appreciate all of our students. We had over half of our seniors participate in a survey where we asked for feedback on some of the ideas that we had shared out. So I just want to thank everybody that's been involved in helping us come up with plans to support the school. And that's all I have, subject to your questions.
I don't have any, Matt. Thank you. Any other board members have any questions or comments?
No.
No.
Okay, it is 6:53. The Jessamine County Board of Education will recess so that the Jessamine County School District Finance Corporation can hold a short meeting. All right, it's 6:54. I will call into order a special meeting of the Jessamine County School District Finance Corporation. Mr. Moore, will you call the roll of the corporation members?
Yes, sir. Board Chair Stephen Scrivener,
Present.
Vice Chair Denise Adams,
Present.
Amy Day,
Here.
Deborah Hood,
Here.
Bobby Welsh.
Here.
We have 5 present. We have a quorum.
All right, since we cannot have any changes to the agenda, Mr. Moore, do you want to walk us through the one agenda item this evening for approval?
Yes, we do have the single agenda item, and it is to approve the resolution to transfer 4.674 acres in the accompanying easement to the Kentucky Transportation Department for the $172,900, and this is for the bypass. If you want to know the purpose of that, which I know you're aware of. Note also that Howard Downing made a revision to this agenda item, including 2 additional statements. One is, I'll go ahead and read those. Whereas the board declares this property is surplus under the mandatory eminent domain authority exercised by the Commonwealth of Kentucky with request to be made to the chief state school officer for the necessary approval. And whereas the negotiated sales price of the real estate for $172,900 exceeds by $25,000 the value appraisal that was submitted on behalf of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Well, those are the two recommended changes.
Okay. Any board members have questions on that right now before we vote to adopt the agenda?
No.
Okay. I'll make a motion that we adopt the agenda as just described to us by Mr. Moore.
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. Okay. So, Mr. Moore, do you need to tell us anything else about this resolution to transfer the 4.674 acres and accompanying easements to the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, or does that pretty much sum it up?
That's it, and it's my recommendation to approve it.
Okay. Any board members with, I know we've discussed this at previous meetings, any questions or comments right now before we vote on this?
What was our original price that they first talked about? Didn't this get increased?
Howard said it was $147,000 and $147,200.
Okay. Any other comments or questions?
No.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve the resolution as described by Mr. Moore.
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Say no. All right. It is 6:57. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting of the Kentucky or the Jessamine County School District Finance Corporation?
Make a motion to adjourn.
All right. I'll second that motion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. Meeting is adjourned. All right, it's now 6:58, and I'll reconvene the regular meeting of the Jessamine County Board of Education. I believe we're now into the consent agenda. We have got 23 items on the consent agenda this evening. Do we have any questions or comments about any of those items in particular from the board members?
Let's say, can you scroll on down? Thank you.
And Denise, you had asked me about number 15, and that is our adult ag education program that's run by Gary Burdine. He's doing that in a retired status. It's a very active program where they really do work with our local farmers, and they've got initiatives and educational steps. From what I understand in talking with the Kentucky Department of Education, it is considered one of their most active programs. That the funding for that has gone down over the past couple of years, and they have reinstated all of our funding because of how active that program is.
Wow.
Yeah, so you know Gary Burdine, and he does such a wonderful job. I've seen him a couple times in their meetings at JCTC, but it is typically an evening event.
Can you give me a ballpark figure of how many of our local people participate in that?
I don't know that, but I can get the information for you.
Oh, yeah. It's just a point of interest for me. I don't know why it hit me last night. I read through what the purpose of that program really is, and I have great appreciation for that, and I'm sure our community does too.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I'll
All right.
point out.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Number 19 is one that I know everybody's very interested in seeing, and this again was an initiative that was initiated by the Board of Education, and it was to bring the CEP, or the Community Eligibility Provisions Program, to all of our schools. So next year, the high schools will also be offering free breakfast and lunch for all of our students at no cost.
It's great.
Awesome. All right, I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda this evening.
Second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right, we're into the action items for the evening. Mr. Moore, do you want to tell us about item number H1?
Yes, the first one is the one we had discussed a few times now, and that was regarding allowing the Jessamine County school system to be able to use bingo as a fundraising event. So this would revise policy 09.33 with fundraising activities that would still discontinue gambling and excluding or allowing bingo to be the one item for consideration. So it's my recommendation that you approve this revision.
Any questions or comments from board members?
No.
Just ready to play bingo.
Motion to approve H1.
A second. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed say no. All right. Item number H2, Mr. Moore.
Yes, this is what Val Galusha had referenced earlier, and this is a change order number 7, and it is it would actually be a decrease in funding obligations by $4,913, and this is for the items that he referenced to include increasing camera security and then reducing a couple items that were mentioned. It's my recommendation that you approve this change order.
All right. Any questions or comments from board members?
No. I'll gladly move that we approve item H2 and decrease the construction contract sum in the amount of $4,913 for Providence School.
Second.
All right. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. Item number H3, Mr. Moore.
This is the another item that we have done some homework on and talked with the board on over the past couple months, but we've finally gotten to the end of the bid process, and the good news is that this bid came in way below what we had estimated, and Mr. Galusha and Mr. Yuran took the group, the contractors through this process and identified that Martin Flooring was the bid that met all of our requirements, and it came in at $119,828. So it's my recommendation that you approve this bid.
It's good to see. Any questions or comments?
No.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve item number H3 regarding the gymnasium floor at West Jessamine High School.
I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. Item number H4.
This is the beachy one that corresponds with the gymnasium floor. So it's my recommendation that you approve the revised beachy one as presented, which includes the West Jessamine High School gymnasium floor.
Any questions or comments?
No.
All right. I'll make a motion to approve item H4.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right. Item number H5.
Yes, this is a contract with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and this will allow us to receive the funds noted here of $6,503, and this is so that we can complete the entrance alignment at West Jessamine High School with Jessamine Station Road. So it's my recommendation that the board approve the contract agreement extension with the Kentucky Transportation Department.
Motion to approve H5.
Second. All those in
Second.
favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right, final one, Mr. Moore.
Yes, I'm going to let Jason talk about this one. This is our audit contract for this coming school year. Jason?
Yeah, so will be our second year with Summers McCrary and Sparks. We did a bid last year and we're required per board policy to do one every 3 years. They were the low bid last year at $19,500, and then there was no change this year to that contract. And so we're hoping to just continue with them so we can submit it to the state to get it approved in May.
Sounds good. Any questions or comments from board members?
No.
All right, I'll make a motion to approve item H6 regarding the auditor for the school district.
A second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no. All right, that concludes the action items for the evening. It is now 7:07, and the board will go into closed session for the purpose of discussing the superintendent's evaluation under KRS 61.810(1)F and KRS 156.557(4)D.
But that's okay.
Is this where I'm supposed to pay the board a big compliment before you go into your
Too late.
Honey.
It's too late. That's right.
Well, we need a motion to go into closed session.
All right, we do need a motion to go into. I'll make a motion to go into closed session. Do we have a second?
A second.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed say no.
No.
All right, we'll enter closed session at 7:07.